Welcome to the Quantum Revenue Expansion Podcast. My name is Ursula, and I'm a sales expert, strategic business coach, and USA Today bestselling author. I love sharing strategies that show you exactly how to turn your annual revenue into your monthly revenue. If you're looking to take a quantum leap in your revenue or sales, your team, your productivity, your success, and your life, then you are meant to be here. My goal in every episode is to help you take your belief that it's possible to 2x or 10x your revenue while working way less to knowing that it is happening right now. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Quantum Revenue Expansion, where we talk about turning your annual income into your monthly income. I'm super excited because we have a special guest back today. Wendy Collier is here, and she is bringing the soul fuel because today we're going to talk about how to unlock your soul fuel to scale your business and impact the world in a way only you can. Plus, she's going to tell us about season 12 of Ticket to Freedom. It's here. We'll be talking about that. So we're going to be infusing soul with freedom during our time together. And Wendy's going to catch us up. She's been on the show before. So if you want to hear some more of her backstory, definitely go back and listen to that. We'll have that in the show notes. Wendy, I know you got a lot. Wendy is busy. She's got a lot going on with season 12 coming out. Lots of things juggling. Welcome back to the show. Catch us up a little bit. Like since we last saw you, what's been going on in your business? You have season 12. What's going on with your clients and in your world? Catch us up, and then we'll dive into this idea of soul fuel and freedom.
Yeah, well, I think we've all been in this sort of like this incredible wave that's going on in the online business space or even offline business, like how AI is affecting us and things like that. So since you and I spoke, certainly that's been a significant part of my experience, my business is how to work with AI in business and also retain that level of connection to your spiritual calling, what I call soul fuel. And you could consider it your divine assignment, your mission, your life purpose. I think it's easy to lose connection or alignment with that in business because there's so much to do. And it's easy to stay in do mode. I even have to check myself on this, right? I have to sort of tune in and remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think it's really important to reconnect to that. And that's what I think our conversation, it would be really helpful for us to talk about that today.
Yeah, which is a perfect segue. Let me tell you a little bit more about Wendy and her background. And we got a little bit of the catch up. Wendy is a seasoned coach, empowering purpose-driven women leaders to unlock their soul fuel, their unique purpose and calling while mastering messaging, marketing, high integrity feminine sales, energetics, and mindset for authentic business success. Through her proven soul fuel framework, Wendy helps clients monetize their passions, achieve significant financial milestones, and build thriving online businesses aligned with their values and authenticity. Can I say that? As the host of the Soul Fuel podcast and leader of transformative programs like Soul Fuel Discovery and the Soul Fuel Accelerator, Wendy guides her clients to 5, 6, and multiple 6-figure incomes, enabling them to transform their lives and communities while staying true to themselves. Yeah, I mean, you said something interesting, right? We're in this time now of AI, which has been a big conversation on our podcast of late, and just how quickly that is moving, how quickly that's changing things. And, you know, for some people, they're embracing it. Other people, there's fear around it.
Yeah.
We're 5 years post-pandemic, which is still interesting. We've had a lot of things happening politically, a lot of things happening in the world. Like people are kind of all over the place. And in this time of information overload, Wendy, how do you help your clients really unlock their soul fuel? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, this is so important. And I want to make a note here that as I talk with you today, I'm sitting here in the middle of Silicon Valley where all of the technology came from. It's all been born. And my background is I was in senior level marketing management positions in some of the biggest companies in the world that are creating the AI technology. And so I have been in conversations even before the public knew about AI. I was in cafes and restaurants overhearing conversations of the engineers creating this technology before it even hit the public. And I heard even the ethical conversations going on and a lot of concern, like the actual engineers creating the technology. I would hear their conversations, the concerns around the moral and ethical issues. I would be on airplanes. I had a conversation with a female engineer working on AI, leaving from San Jose. California. And she was deeply concerned about, what could happen when this goes out into the world. And here we are, right? And so I've been prepped, sort of, being in this environment, immersed in this environment for well over 10 years that this was coming. So that's kind of an interesting point of view, just to give you an idea. And also, I think it's not just what we're experiencing is an acceleration of, you can feel it energetically, like it's not just information overload, but it's the speed through which the information is coming at us, and the speed that AI does things that also can create an energetic within yourself physically. You might feel it, like this acceleration. It's getting faster and faster and faster. And I don't think we're naturally built to handle that. So what I focus on with my clients is maintaining and connecting to and aligning to the spiritual nature of their work. So if you think about your business, when most of the people that at least I work with, and I know a lot of the folks that you work with, Ursula, the original inspiration behind it was a sense of purpose, a sense of mission, what I call soul fuel. And that's what started it. And then the business gets rolling and you get busy and you're doing all the things and things are accelerating, and it's easy to disconnect from that. I think it's very important to stay connected to that in your business as much as it is personally in your life, right? To stay connected to nature, to slow down, to take those moments, because it's not going to slow down anytime soon, right? The tech and the business aspect of this is not going to slow down anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's important to have these checkpoints, I think, with, okay, first of all, what is your soul fuel? And when I talk about soul fuel, I'm talking about, again, like I said, divine calling, but it's not just sort of a flat mission statement like you might think of a corporation having a mission statement. It's a lot more than that. It's actually, I consider it a source of spiritual fuel. I consider it a dynamic sort of energy in your life and in your business when you really tap into it. And when it's a spiritual source that you can plug into for energy, for fuel. And that means even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when you're down and out, even when you get knocked down, like when you return to it, go back to it and allow it on an energetic level to really, flow through your business. That is like when you're in your marketing, where's your soul fuel? When you're doing sales, where's your soul fuel? When you're writing copy, where's your soul fuel? Connecting to that first, and then making sure it's infused throughout your business and your life, frankly, is going to make a world of difference. Does this land, Ursula? Yeah. Do you kind of for yourself?
So for someone who's out there, I mean, a lot of our listeners are spiritual, but for someone who's out there listening, like, how would they know they've made this connection? Or in your world, who is that higher power? Is it different for everybody? Where is the soul fuel coming from? Maybe just a little more context around how people can access this soul fuel, or maybe they're already doing some things where they are accessing it and they don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take a stand on a particular spiritual or belief system necessarily in terms of spirituality. So it's really up to you what source you think you're tapping into, in terms of what you are tapping into, right?
Yeah.
So my personal way of doing that is, or the way that I think about it is, I don't have labels or names for these things. I just, other than the term soul fuel, but in terms of what I'm tapping into, I don't know. I actually don't know. I just know that there's something greater than me, for sure. I don't know what that is. I don't need to know what it is. I just feel it. I just know it. And it could be, just the quantum field of possibilities. It could be the quantum field of energy. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't really need to know. I just know it's there. And so everyone has their different path to that, their different way of expressing or talking about it. I think it's there. You've unlocked it or unleashed it when you get into a state of flow and you feel like, yes, you're present, but you're basically a channel for information coming through, or you're a channel, you're doing something in your work and your business that feels like is almost an out of body experience, but you are in your body and you are aware and present, but there's something else that's flowing through you. I feel like that's when you really unlocked and unleashed it.
Do you have the specific practices that you use, Wendy, to connect to soul fuel, or that you teach your clients, or anything you could share that would be useful for our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I walk my clients through a SoulFUEL discovery process, and that's 13 steps. The first half of that is the connection to it's really defining your SoulFUEL regardless of your business. So
Yeah.
regardless of whether you're in business or not, or your niche or whatever it is, your SoulFUEL is the essence of who you are, and it's connected to your life experiences reveal what it is. They don't Your life experiences aren't your soul fuel per se, but your experiences reveal what your soul fuel is. There's themes, there's patterns, there's things that are unveiled in that process of looking at your life.
Hmm.
And so that first half of the soul fuel discovery process is about that. And the second half is about the monetization, the business aspects, so that you're aligning your soul fuel with your business idea, business concept, your niche, your specialties are all completely aligned to that.
Hmm.
Um, So that's the starting point. Did that answer part of your question?
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense in terms of tying into it and connecting to it. You talked about monetization, big topic here on quantum revenue expansion. So, how does Soul Fuel play into monetization? Because those seem like two separate things. So, tell us more about that.
They do seem like two separate things. Um, what's really cool is well, first of all, so going back to the soulful discovery process, that second half is about looking at your particular strengths, abilities, talents, experience professionally, personally, and how you're best set up to serve a particular audience, a particular client in a particular niche with particular specialties. Of course, this could change at any time. You could pivot at any time, but it
Mhm.
reveals like the best possible, your highest likelihood of success monetarily. It reveals that for you. So that's an important piece. But so once you know your niche and your specialty, knowing your soul fuel and keeping that, being that, having that as your true north and knowing what it is, I think the reason that it can increase revenue is because there's a full alignment. So if you've ever noticed or been on the receiving end of someone who's selling something that you can tell they either don't believe in or it's strictly from the head. It's not a heart centered, spirit centered, soul centered alignment to the thing they're selling
Yeah.
versus someone
Right.
who is aligned spiritually, heart wise, and mind, right? Spirit, all of it is aligned.
Hmm.
You can feel that. So in this day and age of AI and artificial everything, authenticity is increasing in demand. The demand for authenticity is increasing and will continue to increase. AI will, as far as we know, will never have a soul, will never have a spirit, like it will not replace human beings. So your authenticity is a differentiator between a lot of people who are copycatting or just copy pasting AI stuff or just, doing things from their mind as opposed to that human infusion of your soul, your spirit, your calling, and knowing what that is. That alignment is felt from people on the
Yeah.
receiving end. And I think, and I can see, and I'm sure you can see as a consumer, that's much more compelling now than ever. And so
Yeah.
therefore the people that are really aligned in that way, I think are going to do better in business than the others. We're talking about mainly service-based industry.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Saying, I agree with you. Like, just authenticity. Do you think AI can ever enhance your voice or your authenticity or be in alignment with it?
Enhance. This is such a great question.
Yeah, we're exploring it right now on the podcast. We've had some interesting conversations.
Yeah. I don't know how it could enhance it. I mean, I don't know how a machine can
Hmm.
make you more authentic.
Yeah, it's interesting. So we've been playing with that same question. It's because I I've been having some full on conversations with AI, and one of the things that kind of came through, and I've been doing a lot of podcast episodes on it on AI, is the idea that when using Chat GPT, for example,
Yeah.
because that's one that's pretty easy to use for entrepreneurs, and you can there's a lot of places where you can teach it who you are, your
Yes.
voice, all of those
I've done
pieces,
that. Hmm.
right? And so one of the I was chatting with chat, and one of the things that it was saying was, it came back with, well, what if AI can be an enhancement of who you are, an expansion? It's really just a mirror, because it's all the stuff you're feeding it, right? And so what's interesting about this is that I've been like leaning into and chatting with our clients about is like, AI is only good as your questions are. AI is only as good
Yeah.
as your authenticity of where you are right now. It's just this big old, to me, it's just a big mirror, which if
Yeah.
it's like it's going to reflect a lot of things back to you. So I find it interesting. It's AI was like, though, AI said back, it's like, we're never going to be you. We're not you. We're not who you are. We're not just what you just said. It was like, we can't be your authenticity. And I think there will become a time when we will see businesses that will have like a human made sign, or humans only, or you know what I mean, like there's always this kind of like ebb and flow. So all that to say, I think to your point, the AI conversation is interesting. Nothing's going to be more important than your
Yeah.
energetically aligned
Yeah.
authenticity in your business and who you are. And so for someone who's listening and they're like, that's awesome, and I'm sure you work with your clients on this, I'm afraid to be more visible. I'm afraid to be more authentic. Like if I was really who I am out there in the world, what would happen? What do you say to clients who are kind of stuck in that space of not being authentic?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had that journey. I had that journey. Well, I've been in business 12 years in this particular business. And at the beginning of it, I was still had the corporate cloak, as I like to say. Like I had the kind of the language and kind of the persona of what I was, because that's definitely a uniform you wear, a role you play when you're in the corporate world. You have to certain language, ways that you come across. So I brought that in initially and I was like, that isn't really me. Like who am I really? It's like this
Yeah.
rediscovery, which is where SoulFUEL discovery, where how I developed that process was for myself as well and my friends, and to kind of begin to reconnect to who I authentically am. And then it was a process of giving myself permission,
Mm.
little by little by little, to reveal those aspects of myself that I was afraid to reveal, whether it was swearing,
Mm.
or wearing clothes that weren't necessarily I didn't previously consider professional. Um, bringing out my personality more, bringing out my playfulness, my humor more, things like that. Little baby steps, and it's still an ongoing process, right? But it is a permission. You have to give yourself permission for that. And it doesn't have to be like from 0 to 60. Like
Yeah.
I think you just little by little, because you realize you reveal a little bit and then you survived it. The world keeps spinning, the sun keeps going up and down, no one died. And then you can reveal a little bit more and you become more and more yourself that way.
Yeah. Beautiful. So you've been in business for 12 years in this coaching, self-development space. What are some of the biggest myths or like industry garbage that you've seen out there, or things that you see people teaching and you're like, that no,
Yeah.
like that is not how businesses scale. That is not going to
Uh-huh.
work in your marketing. I'm just curious, like you've been around, you work with a lot of people in the industry. I'm curious about like what's the stuff you're like, no.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that, Ursula. I'm sure you have it too. You have those things too. My big pet peeve is the illusion that for people that don't have a well-established business online, for people that don't, okay, well-established, making plenty of money, super secure, if you are not in that position, there's an impression on social media that you just need to post more on social media and your clients will just come, banging down your door. Like they're just going to bang down your door. It's going to be super easy. You can sell all these things and make $1 million very quickly. Like there's an illusion and impression about that is completely false. And it says that you just keep posting on social media, just keep posting. And that doesn't work for people that aren't. There's always an exception, and it does work for some people. And I've figured out the 2 buckets of people that it works for. Okay. One bucket is the celebrity personality, not only the person with a celebrity personality, but they also love attention. They love
Sure.
it, right? They're extroverted. They're going to do the crazy wild things on social media and the TikTok things that get them attention because they love that. So people like that will grow their business better than, organically than someone else who's not like that or doesn't have that personality type. The second bucket of people category are people that are willing to throw a lot of money. We're talking thousands, tens of thousands of dollars into Facebook ads
Yeah.
or meta ads. Like they're willing, paid advertising, right? That's going to boost you in the algorithm. It's going to put you in front of more people. But if you don't have, and even that's not enough, because if you could do paid advertising, but if what you've got going on isn't compelling, if your messaging isn't dialed, if you don't know how to sell and enroll, none of that's going to work anyway. But you will get in front of more people and get more interest probably. but
Yeah.
most people don't have that much money to throw at the paid advertising. So those are the two groups that I feel it works better for. So what I teach is business strategy without living your life on social media, without relying on social media tactics.
Mm. Any pointers you want to give us there in
Yeah, I
terms of?
mean the one of the main, important strategies is email list building.
Sure.
And again, you might hear out there, oh, you can build your email list by putting a lead magnet or freebie up on social media, and that's how you build your email list. Well, try that out, see how it goes. You'll get like trickles. We're talking single digit numbers that way. And so there are more effective ways to build your email list much faster, more effectively than using social media.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing those things. I feel you on that too. Just the myths, the ideas we've been sold. And it's super frustrating too when it does work for like one person. You're
Right.
like, well, for them, like, what am I
Yes.
doing? Right. And like unpacking that a little bit. So we're going to start to segue a little bit because your event Ticket to Freedom is coming up and it's
That's right.
free. And we're going to talk about it. And I'm part of it. It's season 12 and I'm super grateful to be part of it again. So thank
I
you for
know, Ursula.
inviting us back, inviting me back. And
Yeah.
tell us about Ticket to Freedom. Why did you start Ticket to Freedom? Why is the word freedom important to you? Why is the event important to you?
Yeah, I think as entrepreneurs or people who have an entrepreneurial spirit, freedom is a core value, like
Yeah.
pretty much across the board. So when we talk about freedom, and everyone kind of has their own definition, but generally speaking, we're talking about, the freedom to be creatively expressed, the freedom to dictate what we do with our own time, our schedule, the amount of money we're going to make, no cap on income, the freedom to be just who we are meant to be and live into our full potential, again, without a cap, without an upper limit or a glass ceiling that we bump up against. So the concept of Ticket to Freedom came to me when I had just been out of corporate, and I was looking, when I was in corporate, the corporate life, excuse me, I was trying to find my ticket to freedom and I couldn't find it. Where is this path out of this life that I feel like I'm in a box and I can't get out of it? And I'm leaving my heart at the door. And that can happen in a business too, by the way, because prior to this business, I had a marketing consulting business for about 7 years. And so I am working with corporate accounts, and so I had a business of my own, but I did feel trapped still. I was still in the corporate lifestyle,
Yeah.
working business to business as opposed to business to consumer, right? Which is what I do now, or working with individuals.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Someday I want to have an event or a program or a course or something that's going to show people the path out of either a business that's draining the life out of them, or a job that is, or a life that is, or something's not working and they want to feel more free. And
Mhm.
I want to gather like the greatest minds in the industry to share their wisdom and their experience for free. And a lot, because for, you're bootstrapping it usually, or often in those stages. Even if you're going to scale, I mean, it's nice to be participating. You've been in business for a while. It's nice to
Yeah.
participate in something that's free. Why not? And I want people to have steps they can take every day during this experience that'll actually help them move the needle forward, whether it's inner game or outer game of business. And so I have carefully selected the right people for that, you included, people that are just really generous with their time. They have gifts that they're giving each day that are in alignment with the message of the day and allows you to take an action that will help you become more free over time. So we have this running, it's coming right up. And Ursula, again, I'm just so happy to have you back. It's just so much fun to work with you. And our focus is to help you fulfill your purpose and grow your business by attracting, my primary focus is like by attracting soulmate clients without
Mhm.
spending your life on social media. So
That.
everybody that I've brought in is in alignment with that. They're in
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm laughing because I've spent the money on Facebook ads. That's not our ticket to freedom. Yeah, I totally
Yes.
get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And we also talk about how to create recurring revenue or taking those quantum leaps, right? Without compromising your integrity or authenticity, working with the energetics, the spirituality, and the strategy to get there, and applying those principles to take that leap forward. I know you're so about that too, Ursula. Like that's why I invited you, because you so beautifully do harmonize spirituality and business. So that's a primary focus during Ticket to Freedom as well.
Awesome. And the podcast is out today because it's launching this week. And we have a link in the show notes so you can join us at Ticket to Freedom. Wendy mentioned this. It's free. And you said 32
experts. Yeah.
Experts sharing their knowledge, their wisdom, their time. I mean, I'm a big believer that if you just got one really great idea that could grow your business, it would be worth it. So definitely.
And you can pick and choose, which subjects you're interested in. You'll get access to a virtual event room. It has all the topics, and you don't have to be overwhelmed by 32. You don't have to listen to all 32. You just pick the ones that you most need right now, most connecting to right now, and do those.
Yeah. What are just so people know, what are some of the topics that people can choose from, or some of the things that are some of the juicy things that are going to be in there that they could participate in?
So, I mean, we are toggling that spirituality and strategy piece. I would say there's a good amount on the mindset and how you want to be thinking differently as an entrepreneur, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
How to play with the energetics to get where you want to go. And then we do have some more strategically focused conversations when it comes to marketing, messaging, copy, sales.
Yeah.
So those are, so you get to pick just kind of what you want. I would suggest picking some on both sides of it, right? Manifesting in the energetics, as well as the strategy, the messaging, the copy, the sales. And that's kind of the perfect blend. Yeah.
Perfect. Especially for those of you who are out there and you're so over social media and it's not working for you to be able to follow Wendy's formula and know you can grow your business without that.
Yeah.
Grab your ticket to freedom. So it's in the show notes. Grab your ticket. Wendy, final words, anything else that we missed or anything you want to share with our listeners before we wrap up today? We're just delighted to have you back. I love your soul energy. Because I know it comes from a place of serving at the highest level, and you've been through the school of hard knocks. You've done the hard work. You've been in the corporate world. You've done all this stuff. And so I know that what you provide is always of the highest quality, and the people that you bring together, right? This community of people, like we're not there by coincidence. We're all there for a reason, and we're bringing more and more people from our communities together. So I know it's just this beautiful, energetic container. So yes, anything else you want to share before we wrap?
I appreciate that, Ursula. It's so sweet. Yeah, I think what's coming to me is just to first and foremost, if you have a dream in your heart, I do believe it's meant for you. You've probably heard that before, but I really want to remind you of that there are and can be a lot of naysayers around you. You can be your own naysayer, right? And saying, is this really going to work? Is this really possible? Can I really go to that next level? Don't let the house stop you. There are people out there, so many people out there, Ursula included, myself, all of the other experts that are going to be on Ticket to Freedom on the how. So the most important part is that you hold on to your vision, you hold on to your dream, you realize that it is meant for you because it's in your heart to do, and to silence the naysayers that are outside you or within you, and keep laser focused on your dream, on your vision, on your mission, and on what you're here to do, and never give up, never lose focus of that. You can do it.
Beautiful. Thank you. What a perfect way to end. Wendy Collier, thank you for being here. Everyone who's listening, grab your ticket to freedom. Tell your friends. Feel free to share this episode, share the link with friends. That's it for this week, everybody. Make this your most epic month yet. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you loved what you heard, be sure to leave a review on iTunes so I know what you like and can create content that guides you to uplevel your business even more. If you want more strategic business tips, follow me on social media. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and you can visit my website at www.ursulainc.co. I love being on this journey with you and can't wait to connect with you on the next episode. In the meantime, make this your most epic month yet.